So this guy in drag, standing on the street, minding his own business, and some random stranger walks up to him and says to him, "I don't like you looking at me like that." How do you think he reacts?
You just looking at me like this. Yeah, I know you. I don't care if I'm saying don't look. I'm asking you, right? Cool. Let me start again. So to go, please don't look at me like that. I know you. No, you don't know me, and I don't know you.
So the guy in drag does the right thing. He actually says, "Do I know you?" Because he's obviously shocked and surprised that someone's walked up into his personal space and started to say to him, "Don't look at me like that." So your natural response would be, "Do I know you?"
I'm talking to someone good. I just said, don't look at me like that. No one is looking at me.
And in fact, he even says, he goes a stage further and he says, "Look, I'm on the phone," which basically is an indication that he has no idea what's going on around him in the first place.
I saw you looking at me. Honestly, I'm not that kind of person you want to mess with, yeah?
Now, this agitates the guy even further. What he does is he ups his level of aggression.
I'm not that kind of person you want to mess with. Sorry, but I don't even know you. It's not what you knowing me. I'm saying, just don't look at me like that. Look at me like that. No, you're just looking at me like that. Don't look at me. I know you. It's not.
But then as the event unfolds, you can see that the guy starts to get more agitated because he's not getting his point across. He's not making himself quite clear. It's evident in the way that he's actually stretching forward, he's pointing forward. He's even actually starting to get into the personal space of the guy that's dressed in drag, or the drag queen.
Bro, I don't even get what I'm saying. Sorry, but why are you coming in my space? No, just don't look at me. Where's your mask then? Where's your mask? I'm asking, why are you coming so close to me? I said, do not look at me like that. That's what I'm asking.
So one of the things to take away from the event so far is that the drag queen is actually being quite conciliatory.
It's not like you know me, and don't look at me like that. Have I done something to you? Well, you keep looking at me funny. You get me? I think you don't understand. Huh? Don't look at me funny. That's what I'm saying. You look at me funny. Because you're just swearing my dick. Why are you mad at me? Because you're looking at me funny.
So finally, the drag queen snaps. He loses the plot. His patience has run out, and understandably so.
Hey, big man. Hey, big man. What you mean? Black, do you think that's on some joke TV, bro? Bro, I don't care what you want, bro. Do you think that's on some joke TV? What, you want to go mad?
Not only does the body language change of the aggressor, but it also changes for the victim as well. The drag queen, in this sense, he actually starts to change his persona. If you look, he actually starts to expand his chest. He actually starts to stretch forward, and most importantly, listen to what he says.
I don't care about that. I will go mad on you right now. I don't really care what you can do for us. My brother, don't come. Are you mad? Don't come to me, man. I don't care, bro. No, man's on, yeah? Allow it. Don't fuck about it. Allow it.
So as soon as you get someone saying, "Allow it," chill, they're actually trying to back down, trying to get out of the situation that they've obviously created. So in this case, if you like, the aggressor is actually trying to literally back out of the confrontation. Now, the main thing that I'm trying to point across is the change in body language. You've noticed that the guy who's essentially the victim, the drag queen, you notice initially he was quite confused, but when he flips, his body language completely changes, it expands, and he occupies more space.
Right now, what are you doing? Keep me moving. No, I said chill with it. Keep me moving, bro. I said chill. Like, what are you doing? I said chill up, bruv. Chill. Man, no f***ing go mad, bruv. Are you crazy? What you mean? Do you know who I am? I don't care who you are. Do you know who I am? I said chill.
One of the things I always pay attention to is the statement, "You don't know who I am," because essentially that's a threat. When people say to you, "You don't know who I am," essentially what they're doing is they're threatening you because they're actually inflating their own ego, maybe internally, and maybe it is true. Maybe they are dangerous. They could possibly be dangerous. But when someone says that to you, it is a threat.
I said chill. Hey, keep it moving, man. Just chill. Hey, bro, keep it stepping. Man, I'll throw this on you. Dumb you, bro. Go. Look at you.
Now, here's the thing. Aggression beats aggression.
I don't care, man. Put your wig in the bro, man. Get it, man.
So don't do this, people.
I'll snap you to another dimension, bro. Look at you. Look at you. With your laptop lips, bro. Hey, come here, bro. Dumb you.
Nah.
Bro. Nah, man. Hey, listen, you know this guy. Hey.
Now, the interesting thing about this case study is that actually there was a lot of verbal threats and a lot of physical threats and a lot of movement. And if you look at these quite closely, it teaches us a lot about how people perceive themselves and how they become much more aggressive in a live scenario where they're actually facing a stranger in the street, shall we say. So what's the takeaway from this? Well, never judge a book by its cover, because at the end of the day, you never know what you're dealing with. I guess for me, the main takeaway is that you have to show some form of commitment and intention behind your behavior. When someone actually is aggressing towards you and you're trying to defend yourself, but you can do that without violence, you actually have to show a clear persona in which you are being confident, not only in what you're saying, but in how you're behaving. Now, this I would say is a stage further than I would actually go, but it actually is a good example of how sticking up for yourself and standing up for yourself can actually make a difference when you've got someone who's being highly aggressive towards you.
He's really running.
Thanks for watching.